Mondays are all about meeting and beating that resistance. Evening everyone, welcome to DOdaily, Monday motivation. Des here, in determined mood to attack a brand new week. As ever, I'm out and about getting my early evening walk, and I said evening there because I'm out a little bit later than normal. Of course, the clock's changed yesterday. I spoke about the importance of that for me personally, but for helping with motivation and to really get going. And today it's allowed me that little bit of extra time, not to worry as much. Worry's the wrong word, but you know what I mean. It's allowed me a bit more freedom to get about my day and make the most of it. I'm always talking about that, but having that extra little bit of daylight, doing the things I do, getting out and about in the fresh air, it almost feels like somebody's grabbed the day and stretched it out that little bit longer. Down by the river, in my usual Monday evening happy place, just getting in a walk. Good walk today, because of the time and because I'm still home alone. Kay's not back yet, she's been away for the weekend. Touch on that shortly, but down by the river and seeing some of the things I have been really inspired. I can tell other people are really inspired by the fact that the clocks have changed. There's a couple of rowing clubs up near Trent Bridge, and whilst I pass them every day, don't really pay too much attention, but I couldn't help but be inspired by the amount of activity people were doing around them. Normally see people out on the river, normally see people carrying boats down. I do a lot of running and walking up here, but they drag the machines out onto the forecourts, just to sort of do their exercise in the sun. Some of them had tops off, show-offs, but each to their own. Don't blame them if they've got the body to match. But it just shown that they're using this amazing spring weather. I feel really, really lucky to have it now. It's kind of gone on a little bit longer than I thought it would. It is expected to change, so even more reason to attack the week the way we have. But I couldn't help but be inspired by that. And I always talk about being inspired by things that come up unexpectedly through various different ways on DOdaily throughout the week. I'll encourage people just to share information, pass on their thoughts. But seeing that's really sort of got me going today, made me think, what can I do? I talk a lot, and I've spoke a lot in the last few weeks about having to step things up, lose some weight, get into my marathon training, but I've kind of been met by my own resistance, a bit of confidence, lacking in confidence, a bit of worry about injuries and old illnesses have held me back a little bit. I know what I need to do. We always know what we need to do. You don't need me telling you what you need to do, but what we can be sometimes is just inspired by what we see, and it was definitely a case of that. It's given me an idea for a brand new challenge. Touched upon that, where I'm actually going to do a bit of rowing. Wasn't part of the plan, but before Christmas, before the turn of the year, Kay had actually signed me up to a local gym, and the day after I actually fell over and hurt my arm, and I couldn't do any kind of activity for a while. So it's been tough getting, but now I feel I'm in a point where I really need to push on. So just by seeing that, it's given me the idea to do a 10K Monday, almost like a triathlon of sorts. It's not a triathlon because completely different activities, but doing 3 things over a Monday, but using them to tie in with what I would normally do anyway. Got to step up my marathon training, so running's important. And for a few weeks I've wanted to get up on a Monday morning, get out for a run, and it's not happened. That resistance has hit me, the worry, the concern. Can I do it? Am I able? But I've also spoke that time and how hard it feels is not that important right now either. So it's just a case of getting out and doing it. So I'm going to get up, do a 10k. The gym I spoke about opens at the time I finish work. So I'm going to go straight there and do 10k on the rowing machine. And then in the evening, to cap it all off, to start the week in fine form, really sort of making the most of it. I'm going to get out for my 10k walk, film DOdaily, and pass on the way I'm thinking. That's what I do anyway, so that part of it's easy. The other two not so, but like I say, totally unexpectedly today, just by doing the things I do, by getting about, by opening my mind up, by opening my eyes. It's not something I'd always do, pay attention to what was going on down there, but I was just thinking about the beautiful weather, the sun, the clocks, what I was going to say on DOdaily, and I looked over and saw all those guys doing that. And that's all I'm trying to do as well in many ways. It's just, I don't want to preach at anyone, I don't want to sort of tell anybody what to do, because it's definitely not about that. It's almost about finding things for yourself. It's what I am trying to do as much as anything is just show that opening the mind up a little bit, taking things in, can just help us on the way. Everybody knows what they need to do for themselves, but sometimes we get bogged down. That resistance of, oh God, it's Monday again, it's in the face. I've actually spoken in the last few weeks saying that doesn't really bother me anymore. Something I don't feel. I don't get afraid of days. Used to really suffer, and having spoke about the clocks, I used to really suffer when the clocks did change to the extra day, like thinking I always had to be doing something. That was before I was as active as I am now. So being as active as I want to be, not quite as active as I am, but being as active as I want to be, it's a real benefit. It's that extra little bit of motivation, that extra time when the pressure's on. Don't get me wrong, after a weekend where lots can happen, whether it's work or families or whatever's sort of thrown up at us, Mondays can be a stressful day. I'm not sort of disregarding that. People can sort of look at them with trepidation, but if you hit them in the right frame of mind, if you think I'm going to do something really positive, if you open your mind up to new ideas, it's not always about activity. It's just about being that little bit better, isn't it? I don't know if you've heard of it, but the Kaizen mentality is constant, never-ending changing. I've been doing a lot of sort of research into that today, listening to other people speak about it. Constant, never-ending improvement. And of course, things will come along to stop that, but for someone like myself who just wants to make the most and be positive and enthusiastic about what I do, that's kind of the way I've got to look at it. There's lots of people who believe in that theory, there's lots of people that don't, but it's what you want from life, isn't it? I want to be that little bit better. Things have come along and stopped me in my tracks, and I don't get it right all the time. Make bad choices, and again I'll highlight those, but it's about going again. Mondays are a classic example of going again. If we can beat the resistance of a Monday morning, if we can beat the resistance of anything negative that stops us doing what we want to do, then we're halfway there, aren't we? I'll give you a few examples of resistance on a Monday morning. The alarm clock goes off, you said you're going to get up for a run, you've got that split second to make a decision. Are you going to get up and go for your run, or are you going to turn it off? Today, I'll be honest, I turned it off. I was thinking, after Friday where I walked to work, I really enjoyed it. I felt better at work for it. I was going to do exactly the same, but I switched the alarm clock off and ended up getting there by other means, less active means, more importantly. So again, it's about trying to sort of beat that resistance of the alarm clock. But it's the same with anything, whether it's diet, eating the wrong thing, it's making those choices, isn't it? I've not been particularly good at the things I've said, and I've been proud of the fact in the last few years that I've done lots of things that I've said I'm going to do, which were never going to be easy from the outset. So I know I've got to work that little bit harder. You know, I've got to beat the resistance. Think of the long-term goal and target. Think of what I want to achieve and how much I take from it in the end. But it all starts with the first steps, doesn't it? A marathon starts with the first 100 meters. A diet starts with losing the first pound. You know, a week starts on a Monday. We don't get to the end of anything without starting. So it's important, like me today, to keep finding new ways to inspire yourself, to be inspired by others, to create new challenges and targets. So nice 1 mile downhill. I'm told that's the best of it. What I am going to do is actually write this down. Something I hear a lot watching the videos and listening to the people I do, writing down targets, and I do it occasionally. Try to write 3 targets down when I get to work on a Monday morning. Could be about anything, it could be activity, it could be diet related, it could be money related, it could be relationship related, absolutely anything. Just 3 random things where I can look back at the end of the week and tick them off. Things that I don't always talk about, because I almost want to think, can I do this without adding that accountability? I add a lot of accountability to what I do by talking openly and honestly, but I do that. But what I'm going to do with this particular challenge is write it down and make sure that it's ticked off every Monday. 10k run, 10k row, 10k walk. I'm capable of doing that. Whilst it won't be easy, particularly to start with, it's something that's definitely gonna get me pushing forward and doing what I need to do. Got a little friend here, he's just come to see what's going on. He's wondering what the hell's going on. Probably like most you guys, but like I say, it's just about hitting that resistance today, hitting it full in the face, not letting it beat us, beating it and finding ways to get on top of it. It all boils down to that split-second decision of what you really want from what you're going to do. First thing on a Monday morning, that alarm clock goes up, it's time to jump. I've been the worst. From day one of DOdaily, I've spoke about how difficult waking up and getting out of bed is. If I can't do it now, when the days are getting longer, you know, it's going to set me back and really affect what I want to achieve. It's time to go again. We always go again on a Monday, guys. It's so important just to look forward and think what you can do. Not worry too much about what's gone before. I have spoke about mistakes and failures in what I've hoped to achieve, but it's about beating the resistance, meeting it head on, you know, and then you feel absolutely amazing for it. Been there before, I know I'll be there again. Today, with the start of British summertime, it feels like the perfect opportunity to give it a real go. Hopefully you've taken something from what I've said. Quite a lot there, you know, quite a lot to sort of go at this week, but I feel it's a good opportunity to do that. Kind of been talking about momentum and building up and not getting too carried away, but at times everything comes to a head, and for me it's today. It seems like the perfect storm. The most imperfect metaphor there, because the weather's amazing, feeling great, feeling brilliant, looking forward to Kay coming home after her weekend away. That set me off on the right foot already. So give it a real go, guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. Please give it a thumbs up, help me share the message. There might be just somebody out there, like when I was walking along by those rowing clubs looking for inspiration. You know, they might just take something from it, whether it's an activity challenge or looking at diets or getting up early or checking in with the finances, absolutely anything. It's important just to do something positive and let things go from there. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. That'll be amazing too. Again, something I want to really build and work hard at. Taking a lot from watching others and how I can potentially improve. So look out for changes in the coming weeks and months. But for now, it's just a case of just doing it.